much notice as I can on that. All right, I've got some articles here, and I'm going to read them. And this one here bothers me. Vermont advancing most radical pro-abortion legislation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pro-life if you haven't figured it out yet. Let me read the article and I'll go over it. On its way to Vermont Governor Phil Scott's desk is an abortion rights bill that makes late-term legislation in New York and Virginia look conservative by comparison. Oh my gosh. The Democrat-controlled state legislature gave final approval Friday to, I guess, House Bill 57, which would create a fundamental right to abortion and prohibit government entities from interfering or restricting access to abortion, and I highlighted this, ensuring that any pregnancy may be terminated for any reason at any time. Democrats have said the legislation merely enshrines into law the no limits status quo, but pro-life advocates say the result is the same. They can say they're codifying current practice if they want all day long, but we now have the most radical pro-abortion legislation in the country, said Vermont Right to Left Executive Director Mary Beerworth. This will codify in statute unlimited, unregulated elective abortions. Planned Parenthood officials cheered the two-prong approach as a much-needed win for pro-choice. Ladies and gentlemen, I read an observation piece. I don't know if I had categorized it as an opinion piece or an observation piece about this topic here. And I gave those who are pro-abortion this small little benefit of, I will give you deformity, I will give you life-threatening situation for the mother, I will give you rape, I will give you incest, just for the sake of argument, okay? Because it's not me, I'm not having that situation. I've got to, this is just who I am, I've got to allow, because I would hope that I could have that. But what I'm getting at is it's an inconvenience to me, or I didn't protect myself, or I'm having fun and it's going to change my lifestyle. This conception in the body is a life. We are here to protect life. That child in the womb cannot protect themselves. So because you just had a good night and screwed up, you're going to take the life of this child who has no way to defend itself? Think about it. Either keep it in your pants, keep your legs closed, whatever it takes. I'm not your God, I'm not your judge, and I'm not going to judge you, but I am going to say, hey, come on, use some common sense. Have some pride in yourself and have some respect for the unborn, okay? But this law here is ridiculous. It's sickening to the stomach, ensuring that pregnancy may be terminated for any reason at any time. So we're going to have fun tonight. Get pregnant, no big deal. We'll just abort it. It's no big deal. The law says I can do it. Well, screw that. It made me sick. Okay. Here's another one. This is weird. The Pope orders priests, nuns to report clergy abuse. You got to order that? Vatican City. Pope Francis issued a groundbreaking new church law Thursday requiring all Catholic priests and nuns around the world to report clergy sexual abuse and cover-ups by their superiors to church authorities in a new effort to hold the Catholic hierarchy accountable for failing to protect their flock. This is ridiculous. He's got to proclaim an order for this to happen. The law provides whistleblower protection for anyone making a report and requires all dioceses to have systems in place to receive the claims confidentially. And it outlines an internal procedure for conducting preliminary investigations when the accused is a bishop, cardinal, or religious superior. Abuse victims and their advocates said the law was a step forward, but not enough since it doesn't require the crimes to be reported to the police and essentially tasks discredited bishops who have mishandled abuse for decades with policing their own. That's like the fox in the henhouse, right? The decree requires the world's 415,000 Catholic priests and 660,000 nuns to tell church authorities when they learn or have well-founded motives to believe a cleric or sister has engaged in sexual abuse of a minor, sexual misconduct with an adult, possession of child pornography, or that a superior has covered up any of those crimes. If implemented fully, though, the Vatican could well see an avalanche of abuse and cover-up reports. The decree can be applied retroactively, meaning priests and nuns are now required to report even old cases of sexual wrongdoing and cover-ups and enjoy whistleblowing protections for doing so. Anne Barrett Doyle of Bishops' Arts Accountability praised some of the provisions, but bishops watching bishops does not work, she said. I just thought it was weird. You got to make an order for this to happen. It should be happening anyway. Okay, here we go. I shouldn't do this thing. I shouldn't do this radio show anymore. Okay, I read stuff like this and I go to tell people. It's just like, it's depressing. There's so many people out there like this. All right, this one flipped my wig, and no, I don't wear a wig, but children at Philadelphia Muslim Society say they will, quote unquote, chop off heads for Allah. Footage has surfaced of Muslim children at an Islamic center in Philadelphia saying that they would sacrifice themselves, chop off heads, and even kill for the army of Allah. The Muslim American Society, Islamic Center in Philadelphia, posted the video to its Facebook page in celebration of Ummah Day. Young children are seen in the video wearing Palestinian scarves and reading poetry about killing for Allah. The Middle East Media Research Institute, and it'll be MEMRI from now on, told Fox News, these are not isolated incidents. They are happening in major cities, in major centers of the country, including in Pennsylvania. MEMRI translated the video where children can be heard singing, "The land of the Prophet Muhammad's night journey is calling us. Our Palestine must return to us." One girl even talks about martyrs sacrificing their lives to conquer Jerusalem. And in the video she says, excuse me, "We will defend the land of divine guidance with our bodies, and we will sacrifice our souls without hesitation. We will chop off their heads, and we will liberate the sorrowful and exalted Al-Aqsa Mosque. We will lead the army of Allah fulfilling his promise, and we will subject them to eternal torture." MAS, which is the Muslim American Society, Philly belongs to the Muslim American Society, which has 42 chapters in the U.S. The MAS put out the following statement on Friday, which I think is a pile of horse manure. "While we celebrate the coming together of different cultures and languages, not all songs are properly vetted." Yeah, I think not. "This was an unintended mistake." Sure it was. "And an oversight in which the center and the students are remorseful." BS. "MAS will conduct an internal investigation to ensure this does not occur again." As a faith-based organization dedicated to moving people to strive for God consciousness and a just and virtuous society, we affirm our long-standing position on our shared values of humanity. Well, it ain't showing. "We stand resolutely in our condemnation of hate, bigotry, Islamophobia, xenophobia, racism, anti-Semitism, and all the illnesses of hate that plague our society." I think it's a crock of manure. And as you have guessed, CNN was right on the case, reporting its most trusted name in the news. I messed that up. Anyway, there you go. I got this. You got 42 of these in the country. You got Muslim training sites in the country. They want to kill us. That's crazy. Okay, let's take a break. We'll come back.